Our installation team has arrived on site to begin the lift installation. All lift components are carefully inspected before installation. Accurate measurements are taken to ensure a precise installation. The lift shaft is checked to ensure it meets installation requirements. The lift structure is moved into position for installation. The structure is carefully lifted and installing inside the lift shaft. Measurements are taken on both sides to ensure the lift structure is perfectly centered and aligned. The upper joint locking mechanism is adjusted to securely connect the lift structure sections. The secondly, lift structure, which will be installed above the first, is carefully moving to the lift shaft. The lower joint nut is loosened to connect the secondly structure with the first. The secondly lift structure is lifted and positioned next to the first structure. The crane is brought into the lift shaft and the secondly lift structure is carefully secured for lifting. The secondly lift structure is slowly lifted upside for installing above the first structure. The secondly lift structure is carefully fitted on top of the first, with precise adjustments to ensure perfect alignment and a secure installation. The third lift structure is carefully lifted and moved into position for installation above the second structure. The third lift structure is positioned inside the shaft, after which the crane is brought in and carefully used to lift the structure upward, preparing it for the next stage of installation. The third lift structure is carefully adjusted and placed on top of the second structure, then securely tightened with nuts and bolts to ensure a strong and stable connection. The car frame is brought to the lift shaft and carefully placed inside the shaft area. Before installation, the lift structure joint is opened to ensure the car frame can be properly aligned with the C-bracket. Once prepared, the car frame is securely attached to the crane and slowly lifted with controlled movement. Using precise handling, the car frame is guided and positioned between the lift structures. After final positioning, the lift structure is locked and tightened using nuts and bolts, ensuring the car frame is firmly secured. This step completes the car frame installation and prepares the lift system for the next stages of assembly. The cylinder's packaging is removed from the top and rod. It is lifted and moved carefully to the lift shaft, then positioned inside. The crane is brought into place from above and the cylinder is attached securely. Slowly, the cylinder is lifted and guided onto the inbuilt distance pipe. Initial bolts are tightened to hold it in position. Upper mounting clamps are installed and adjusted evenly on both sides. The cylinder's center level is checked from the top to ensure proper alignment. Finally, the cylinder is fully tightened, completing the installation. The guide pulley is lifted and brought to the lift shaft, where it is carefully placed inside. With proper coordination, the crane is used to raise the guide pulley upward toward the cylinder. Before fitting, the nut on the cylinder is loosened to prepare the mounting point. The guide pulley is then guided into position with controlled movement. Once properly aligned, the nut is tightened securely, completing the guide pulley installation. The chain is first placed carefully on both pulleys to ensure smooth movement. One end of the chain, fitted with a nut and bolt, is aligned and fixed to the lift structure. The bolt is loosened, positioned correctly inside the structure, and then tightened securely. The same process is repeated on the opposite side, maintaining proper alignment and tension. Finally, the chain is installed on the lower structure from the rear side, ensuring strong, accurate, and secure fitting. The power pack packaging is opened and the unit is carefully lifted by hand. It is then brought to the lift shaft and positioned at the installation area. To disconnect the motor, the mounting nuts are loosened one by one using a spanner. Once loosened, the nuts are removed by hand and the motor is separated from the power pack. The motor is placed safely aside and the nylon sleeve gear coupling is removed and installed inside the power pack at the motor connection point. After this, hydraulic oil is filled into the power pack. The motor is then placed back into position. The mounting nuts are first tightened by hand and finally secured fully using a spanner, completing the power pack installation. The control panel is brought to the lift installation area and unpacked carefully. After inspection, the panel is positioned at the designated location. It is then properly mounted and secured, ensuring correct alignment and easy access for operation. Three-phase power or single-phase connections are carefully made at the motor terminal block as per the wiring layout. Each phase is placed correctly and tightened to ensure proper electrical contact. The wiring is arranged neatly to avoid stress or loose connections. This completes the three-phase motor connection, ensuring safe and reliable operation. After rechecking all terminals, the motor connection block is closed securely. Solenoid valve wiring is carried out carefully as per the control layout. The wires are connected securely to the solenoid valve terminals. After checking the connections, the valve is connected using the connector. The solenoid valve is then positioned and fitted properly onto the power pack. With correct wiring and firm mounting, the solenoid valve setup is completed. The hydraulic hose is separated and aligned for connection. One end is connected to the cylinder by hand and tightened using a spanner. The other end is then connected to the power pack in the same manner, ensuring a secure and leak-free hose connection. Ground-level water leveling bolts are installed to align the structure base. Initial adjustment is done to achieve proper balance. After this, a vertical plumb bob is used to check straightness. Final alignment is carried out to ensure the structure is perfectly vertical. Supports are installed on the lift structure using MS pipes, channels, MS angle to improve overall rigidity. Each support is positioned carefully to maintain proper alignment. Welding is carried out with full penetration at every joint. This process is repeated at each floor level to ensure uniform strength. All welding points are checked to confirm stability and structural safety. These supports play a key role in maintaining long-term durability of the lift structure. To ensure the lift platform stops perfectly at every floor, a magnet stand is mounted on the car frame. The magnet is fitted and secured with a screwdriver, ensuring the lift platform stops perfectly at every floor. Three-phase wiring is carried out inside the control panel. Each phase is connected and tightened as per the wiring layout, ensuring safe and stable power supply. The lift platform is brought to the site and manually lifted into position. It is placed on the structure and checked at the second floor for proper clearance. If the gap is not correct, necessary adjustments are made. The lift is then called from ground to first floor to recheck and confirm correct platform alignment. Foldable MS flats are welded below the platform to fix it with the car frame. The same welding is done on all four corners. After fixing, the lift is operated upward to check platform stability and movement. The back sheet is brought to the platform and positioned carefully. It is first welded at the bottom to the platform using welding markers. Then, the top of the sheet is connected and welded to the car frame, ensuring a strong and secure installation. The structure standing on the floor is secured by bolting through holes on both front and back legs. Drill machines are used to make holes at all corners. Nuts are inserted carefully on all four sides using a hammer and then tightened firmly with a wrench to ensure stability under heavy load. After the bolts are secured, any excess part is carefully cut using a grinder, giving the structure a neat, safe, and finished installation. After welding the back sheet to the car frame from the top side, the welded joints are smoothed using a grinder, ensuring a clean finish and proper surface alignment. Floor sensor stands are installed at every floor, and the sensors are fitted properly. After installation, each sensor is tested to confirm correct operation. At the final floor, 2 flow sensors are installed to provide added safety and reliability. After installing and testing all flow sensors, Proper cable management is carried out. Each sensor wire is routed carefully along the lift structure to maintain a clean layout. Cable ties are used to secure the wiring firmly so that no wire remains loose or hanging. Special attention is given to bends and joints to avoid sharp edges or stress points. The wiring is aligned neatly with the structure to prevent damage during lift movement. This also ensures that the cables do not get trapped, twisted, or worn out over time. Proper spacing is maintained to keep the wiring organized and easy to inspect. Neat cable routing not only improves safety but also enhances the overall appearance of the installation. With all sensor wires secured and settled correctly, the system is now protected for smooth and reliable lift operation. Landing operator panels, also known as LOPs, are installed at every floor as per the lift layout. After installation, wiring for each LOP is carefully routed along the lift structure. Cable ties are applied at every floor to secure the wiring neatly and firmly. While operating the lift, the wiring is continuously observed to ensure there is no hanging or loose movement. Each cable is tied properly to prevent damage and maintain smooth lift operation. Special attention is given to alignment so the wiring looks clean and professional. In the final view, the neatly tied LOP wiring is shown, highlighting the quality and finishing of the installation. After completing all welding work, color touch-up is carried out at every welded joint. Matching paint is applied carefully to blend with the original lift color. Each area is checked closely to ensure no spot is missed and the finish looks clean. Special attention is given to the foldable MS flats below the platform, where matching color is applied to maintain a uniform and professional appearance. Inside the lift structure, proper greasing is applied to the C-channels where the car frame moves. The grease is spread evenly to reduce friction. This ensures smooth, silent, and reliable lift movement during operation. For the trial run, the customer is invited to operate the lift under real working conditions. Material is carefully placed on the lift platform to simulate actual usage. Once the load is positioned, the lift is operated to observe stability and smooth movement. Using the control button, the customer sends the lift upward while the system runs under load. During upward travel, the lift movement, balance, and response are closely observed. After reaching the upper level, the customer then calls the lift back down. The downward movement is checked for smooth operation and proper control. This complete up and down cycle confirms that the lift performs safely and reliably with material load. The successful trial run builds confidence in the installation quality and overall system performance. In the final step, safety railings are installed on all three sides of the lift platform. Each railing is positioned carefully and fixed securely for user protection. After checking alignment and firmness, the installation is reviewed once more. With all railings in place, the lift installation process is now fully completed.